everybody, One Wisdom here, day 2 of the Skylanders SuperChargers experience. It is Monday, it is the day that you dreaded going back to school or back to work and being unable to play Skylanders SuperChargers. Now, what we're gonna do, gonna continue moving on. Don't have a whole lot, but we still have the store exclusives to hit again. Played through Chapter 5 last night, ready to set up some other things, and it just takes a ton of time to render and upload videos. You have to remember, unlike most of the people that do this stuff and they do YouTube for a living, it's their job, they have all day to do it. I go to work for 8 to 12 hours a day, and then I do this stuff. So we're going to do the best we can. But what I decided to go with first, we're going to actually bust out steel-plated Smash Hit. Now, what's cool about him to me, in addition to the obvious, he is available in this variant form from Best Buy before we can even get his standard form. So we see that with the Nitro Stealth Stinger. I touched on this last night. Also with Legendary Hurricane Jetvac. Generally, you have like the standard character available, and then the Alt-Deco appears, or they're available simultaneously. But right now, if you really want to play a Smash Hit, you can go get steel-plated Smash Hit, kind of hit two birds with one stone. If you turn out to like him, buy regular Smash Hit for the other path, etc. But as I mentioned, steel-plated Smash Hit, he is a Alt-Deco, if you will. He is exclusive to Best Buy. Stock, when I went in there, I was the first person apparently to raid them on Skylander SuperCharger Day, which was amazing because that place was packed. Toys R Us, Target, GameStop, not many people, but Best Buy, I don't know if it was like national, let's go buy a refrigerator or washer and dryer, but there were a ton of people in there. Luckily, none in the video game section, so had to wait a while for the guy to go in the back. He was stocking the starter packs when I came in there. They didn't have these. I'm not a huge Best Buy fan, so I always have like the worst planned out in my mind. Took him a while, but he did go in the back and find this, and it looked to me like it was probably a box of 12, however many come in the standard single pack assortment. It was a legit full box, strictly of steel-plated Smash Hits, so I assume they would probably have had more than the one box. I don't know. I'm not in as large of a demographic as most of you are, but that's it. That's my story, so I'd say at least 12, probably well in excess of that. Main thing, if you want him, if you really want steel-plated Smash Hit, if you act now within the first week, you shouldn't have any issues. If they're not at your local Best Buy, or you don't have one in your area, go online, shouldn't have any trouble getting him. But he is an Earth Element SuperCharger. That's something I want to touch on, because right here, I went ahead and I picked up my favorite. I've never played as him yet, but I assume he won't disappoint me. Sharkshooter Terrapin. Essentially, this is our Earth Element right here. Both of them available at launch. Pretty dadgum cool. Historically speaking, we've always had to wait on someone from the Earth Element. You know, whether it's Doomstone, even that year Rubble Rouser came late. It's always kind of taken an Earth slot towards the end of the game. So it was nice to get him both at launch, essentially. So again, I don't know when standard Smash Hit will be available, but steel plate it is. Some people have complained online and in the rendering of the toy photo, steel-plated Smash Hit looks really good. It's kind of hard to describe. It's sort of like a I like the Golden Dragon Fire Cannon. If you were to put like sort of a rustic green on that, it's almost like an aged or patinaed metal, but with like a metallic sheen to it. I don't know. You can see the picture of the figure. And then the figure itself, while it's very similar, it's also kind of more of like a yellow-green, kind of like a, you know, life element character would be towards the fall, you know, before everything's like started to yellow and brown out. It's sort of like spring green or something, I guess. So that may be an issue for some of you. Me personally, it's Smash Hit. He's a brand new character I know nothing about. I want to get him and play as him, so I'm cool with whatever. I do think I might like his standard form better. We'll see when we get it, but I'm pretty sure I will. That said, Earth Element, steel-plated Smash Hit. His slogan here, let's rock. So, nothing on that side. This side here, trigger happy in your hand on the portal into the game. There's his character artwork there. Again, this right here is kind of more of an accurate representation. It looks more of a dusty green than the actual rendering. Again, that rendering, he looked really cool. There is something I have seen in Skylands that I've got, or something that is that color, but for the life of me, I can't think what it is. But again, just look at the photo if you're curious, and then, I mean, it's not too big of a deal to me. So flipping it around, we have Supershot Stealth Elf making an appearance here. There you see her and the not yet available Stealth Stinger, at least in its standard form, and there's a supercharged component. Right here, steel-plated Smash Hit, he kind of looks like a greenish gold in that screenshot. We'll see what he looks like in game. New powers and weapons, ability to customize vehicle parts in the game. Right there, Spitfire, Hot Streak, Supercharged. Other feature characters, Sharpshooter Terrapin, Nightfall. I am super stoked about High Volt. I can't wait to check out that guy. But here's Smash Hit in his standard form. I'm glad they did that. Oh, and they did it. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so obviously you've kind of got like the construction, you know, safety orange vest, if you will. But in the artwork, I've always seen like kind of a prism break effect, you know, like the Earth Element bases used to have like little geodes or crystals in them. That is present here on his Wrecking Ball, and that is awesome. That is what I was worried that they might not do. I am definitely now looking forward to that, and it will probably vastly exceed what I think of this one. Nonetheless, if Smash Hit's awesome, we've got two figures that are unique, which means we can have both pass, with zero issues and zero guilt about buying two of the same thing. That, my friends, is why I like the Alt-Decos and any special characters you can score. So, we're going to come in. We have never, in SuperChargers yet, unboxed a standard character. We've done the Nitro Stealth Stinger, but everything else has been from starter packs, if you will. So there's the backdrop that you kind of, you know, just can't see well with the figure in place. So let's see what we got. So we're going to try to slide him out. Okay, he is taped. The Nitro Stealth Stinger, this was not taped. It just slides right out. This is taped. It's always interesting to me to see how that varies for some reason. Right here, you can't really tell, but this is a traditional packaging you've come to expect. Just bends down at 45 degrees. So what we will do is come in, just pop him out. I like to go by the base. That's the best way to do it. And he is now free and ready to descend onto the portal. But we don't have the thump truck, so it'll be a while before we can supercharge him. That said, I'm sure he can borrow one of the other vehicles from a Skylander. That is kind of a similar texture on the Wrecking Ball to what we see with Hammer Slam Bowser, just on like a larger scale. You can see these similarities right there. So that's pretty cool. This is just obviously much larger. I wish we had his regular figure to compare and contrast, but right here again, what were these called? Rift engines, I believe, is what we learned in the game. So you've got your Rift engine here, the valve covers, his Wrecking Ball is how he's mounted, so that's pretty sweet. You see a similar thing with DK sort of just having one point. It's not like both feet are planted on or something. He's just got like his, you know, hand down and he's up in the air. They're doing some creative things with the poses. Traditionally, you know, you have 2 feet. Bowser's got 1 foot on each valve cover, for example. But here it's the Wrecking Ball, and he's kind of coming up off of it, very similar to Dark Turbocharged Donkey Kong we just saw. He's got spiked shoes. That is very cool. Fits him quite nicely. It looks like this is kind of on sort of a, how would we describe that? Kind of like a spool, I guess might be the best term. I'm trying to think if there was a Wrecking Ball, how we would describe it. On a crane, it would be a pulley system, and since it's in hand, I guess it would kind of, or on a strap to his back, perhaps. It's sort of more of like just a spool, and that would be the chain links, and then you've got the Wrecking Ball. Looks like he's cranking it up. Going to do some cool stuff with it. Right there, you can kind of see the catch and carry with the load. It is equipped in proper safety fashion. It's banded, which is nice, kind of breaks up the green. Facially, I'm trying to get him to focus for you. He's got like an emerald green eye and then like that spring green. It's like a metallic spring green. Maybe like a pale metallic spring green. That's how I describe it. I don't know. He's got the hard hat though, which is pretty cool. It'll look way better, I believe, in his standard form, but I'm not going to complain too much. This is pretty neat as well. So that said, what I will do, that's about all I can tell you about, man. Don't know a ton about this guy just yet. We're going to have to stick him in the game and see. Since he is Earth Element, they've gone away from like the geode, you know, and the crystals in the base, and, you know, what color will this be, yellow for Game 5, etc. So they've all got the Rift engine as the base, and then what they've done is, since it's Earth, it's just kind of brown. It looks like clods of dirt. Okay, I'll just be honest with you, but I've got everybody over there on the balance board waiting to be played, but like Bowser, for example, he's a fire element character, right? So you've got fire kind of coming up and behind the Rift engine. Turbocharged Donkey Kong life element, so you've got the leaves. It's just the earth element, I guess, will kind of become like probably the least detailed now. Or at least the most mundane, probably with just like a straight up brown. But not a big deal. That's just sort of an afterthought. In fact, if that was on the portal, you honestly wouldn't even see that on a full frontal view. So keep that in mind. But underneath on the bottom, you can see the Earth Element logo there. So let's talk about this. In addition, oh, they did it. That's cool. All right, so there's like no card with this guy. And I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to go down. There's no like battle cast card. There's no traditional stat card. There's no QR code or anything anymore, but we do have this sticker sheet. If you can steal anything from me on this, please don't do it. I'm unaware. I'm trying to help you. But right here, you've got basically your sticker, I guess, for a collection poster, which they technically didn't do that in the dark editions. So, I don't know. I've not unboxed a standard starter pack yet, so I don't know if we even have the collection slots. I'm going to have to wait and see on that. But it is cool. They did give you the special label. That is more the coloration that we had in the rendered deal. But the rendered toy, I'm not talking about any illustrations or like animated works, just a physical toy picture. It looked really cool, and it was much different than this. But this is kind of growing on me. I don't know why. I still, either way, regardless, whatever color you paint this, I think the box stock smash hit with the orange is what I would like. Just based on his background and, you know, the wrecking ball, I associate that with construction. And construction, you think of like bright yellow and bright orange. So that's kind of my logic on it. But what I want to showcase here, this is kind of cool. It's got the stats. So, health, however, is not on here. We've got power 290, armor 240, speed or agility 120, luck 150. No mention of elemental power, no mention of health. Now, let's compare that with the strategy guide here. Strategy guide, max health is going to be 350. Well, those are the starting stats, by the way. So 350 right out of the box. Speed 35. That's vastly different from 120, isn't it? We'll see if he maxes out there or something. Armor 24, critical hit is 2. That's disappointing. Elemental power 25, pretty much the 5-year standard for that. So once again, they are doing this, but it's different. It's basically our stat card system that doesn't match with the box stock stats. So there's that. Now, is it part of the sticker? I apologize about you not seeing this, but it is not. Okay, so now you got a new dilemma here. I was thinking that, you know, it's like sticker 1, sticker 2, sticker 3. So character artwork, name tag, and then the stats. And these are not a sticker. You could technically make them a sticker by cutting it out. But like where I could come in and we could pull, you know, this is a sticker, for example. There's no perforation, no line. You would basically have to come in at this corner and start peeling. Or again, like I said, if you actually did cut this, you could probably come into the white border here on the outside and then sort of peel the back from there. I think that would work. If not, you could tape it. What will I do? I will probably just keep these together. I've talked to several people, including Tim. Apparently a lot of people do what I did with the old stat cards. I put them in the little, you know, Ultra Pro 9-card binder sheets. I would have the stat card on this side, the sticker sheet on the back. I'd go alphabetically by element. Apparently I'm not the only one, and I guess that's what I'll do with these. They're just not kind of full size, you know. So nonetheless, that is what is included. We'll sit it down. We've covered his stats, and I'm trying really hard not to lose my voice. Here we go. Smash Hit, I guess in this case, steel-plated Smash Hit came from a long line of steel-plated marsupials, a rare species widely renowned for their skills in combat and steel plating. But in more peaceful times, his people were responsible for locating and demolishing any remaining artifacts from the Archean Empire that were deemed too dangerous to leave standing. Very cool there. If you recall back all the way to SSA, we had our first taste of the Archeans. In fact, you see Chop Chop and some of the relics, you know, adorning the walls in multiple games. we have the Tech Element Drill Sergeant, who is actually an Archean artifact himself. So pretty cool tie in there. And of course, you got the Weapon Master, Quicksilver Revolt, Conquertrons, all that good stuff is in fact Archean. So I like the fact that they're tying this all back in. That said, Smash Hit, steel-plated Smash Hit, my apologies, liked his job because it allowed him to do what he loved most: steel plate and break things. He was so skillful with his steel-plated Wrecking Ball that he could single-handedly dismantle an entire Archean Conquertron, just mentioned that guy, in under an hour and still have time for a snack. When Master Eon noticed his skill, he enlisted the talented Warsupial into a new wrecking crew he was forming to take on Chaos, the SuperChargers. So, kind of ad-libbed that one a little bit, mainly just interjected steel-plated from time to time. But you've heard of a Marsupial? Well, this is kind of like that, but better. It's a Warsupial. Warsupial, if you will. So, I know it's war, but whenever you have it in front of the Supial, it's like war for some reason. So, Warsupial, whatever. He's just awesome. We'll leave it at that. And like I said, I do think I will personally, likely, I don't have it in hand, I've never seen it in person, but I think I'll prefer his standard coloration. That said, it's the upgraded pass we're concerned with, and either way, with standard and the Alt-Deco, we can take both. No issues at all. $14.99 is the price. Once again, I sourced it at Best Buy. Why was I in Best Buy? Because that's the only place you can get steel-plated Smash Hit at the moment. So, like I said, my local store should have had pretty good stock. I assume they're going to have more cases than that probably in the back. If you want them and you don't want to deal with any drama online or eBay scalpers, simply go now to your local Best Buy, pick him up. Should be available. If not, you can order one or get a store transfer. You got all kinds of options early in the game. Generally, we don't have issues until you get into Black Friday and the holiday people. But I'm excited to see how he plays. He's pretty cool looking. And again, he's going to be a character we will have covered just like Hurricane Jetvac with the legendary counterpart. Fiesta with Frightful Fiesta. We'll be able to take both paths without having to reset, rack our brain over which one we think we like better, etc. So I will leave it at that. Again, he gets the honor, I guess, of being our first single pack unboxing. So congratulations to him. He joins Nitro Stealth Stinger. And we're going to progress through the rest of these guys and get back to playing some Skylander SuperChargers. Any questions, comments, feel free to ask here. You can also post up on the Skylander Club Forum, SkylanderClub.com. If you like what you see there, sign up. We would absolutely love to have you join us. You are the reason I built the forum after all. That said, subscribe if you have not. Leave a like. Let me know your thoughts. Do you like the aesthetics of steel-plated Smash Hit? Do you like the concept of his pose here? Are you against it? Do you think this is more like a Series 2 type of a thing? You want something generic? Are you all about the action? What do you think of the green color? Is it the greatest thing you've ever seen? Do you hate it? Do you think you will like it better than the standard pose? These are the type of things I like to see people discuss in the comments section and on the forum. So if that interests you, again, SkylanderClub.com. You can follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. I have to say, that's actually a really cool angle as well. If you ever wanted to like play around and kind of create some custom displays, you could sort of mount him like that. Sort of a cool angle. So, all that aside, we still got some more work to do here before we can play the game, so I'll get started on that. But for myself and the steel-plated Smash Hit, thanks so much for watching, and as Smash Hit would say, let's rock.